Okay, so we go into the next international break. Yes, another one. In third place. They're good? And breathe. Hello, friends. What's going on? How are you doing, mate? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. Do hope that. Chelsea won, Arsenal won. Goals from Martinelli. He only ever scores against us, apparently. And Pedro Neto getting his first Premier League goal for the Chelsea after largely being quite impressive lately for Chelsea Football Club. And we go into the international break in third place, ahead of Arsenal in fourth on goal difference. Probably an even result. I mean, if you can't win this game, don't lose it. And especially if you're above Arsenal and you get to stay above Arsenal by not losing. We're going to get into it today. There's lots of talking points. Lots of talking points. So it's going to be good. Strap yourselves in, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. I love to see you here. If you want to support the content, like and subscribe. If you choose to subscribe, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Yeah. Mate. We haven't beaten Arsenal at Stamford Bridge since Maurizio Sarri days. That is a disgrace. We've won the Champions League since then. I mean, I think that's true. You might have to check the stats, guys, but that's what the guys told me on the television. Sickening stuff, really. How did the game go down? Let's take a look on the SofaScore. Right. Attacking momentum, pretty even. Green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. Let's have a look at the lineup, shall we? As you can see, of course, Declan Rice is fit to start. And who is to return out of nowhere miraculously for the Chelsea game but Captain Martin Odegaard, who is a really important player for Arsenal. In fact, he created the goal for Martinelli, so it's just sod's law that he comes back for us. But look, it's a big game, Stamford Bridge. I get it. He wants to be ready for that. But yeah, it's Arsenal's strongest starting 11, you'd have to say, or their preferred starting 11. David Raya behind Saliba and Gabriel. Is Yuri Timber the starting left back? I guess he is. This is their strongest starting 11. Huge motivation to come to Stamford Bridge and win. Including Kai Havertz up top, who thought he had a goal, didn't he? And yeah, both him and Declan Rice were getting the Chelsea rejects chance in the throughout the game. Yeah, man, let's have a look at the stats, shall we? I think it was pretty let's look at the stats for half by half. First half, Chelsea had 0.73 expected goals to their 0.45. Both created a big chance. We had 9 shots to their 5. It felt a lot more even than this, to be honest. More tackles, more defensively resolute. Second half, they created 2 big chances to our 0, but we still generated a higher expected goals than Arsenal did. We still had a shot more than them. To be honest, bro, I do think this was a really even game. As you look at the whole match statistics here, 49% possession to 51. Look, 1.28 expected goals to 0.99, but it was super close, really. They created more big chances, but they didn't get to the proper shooting, chance. Right at the end, Kai Havertz couldn't get there for what would have been a gut-wrenching late stoppage time winner in the final action of the game. We had 4, look, man, I mean, look, 2 goalkeeper saves apiece. We'll talk about, don't worry, I'm going to talk about Rob Sanchez. I'll talk about all the players. But yes, so let's mosey on down and talk about how this went chronologically, eh? Very bitty game this, by the way. Like, it wasn't a classic, but it was very tense because neither team were playing up to their potential. It's worth mentioning now, and this is probably the headline from the game. Arsenal did a job on Cole Palmer. They stuck Thomas Partey on him. It reminded me of Ander Herrera on Eden Hazard. That game in Manchester United when he just sort of followed him everywhere he went. It was Mourinho did that. That feels like a Mourinho thing to do at Man United. It was kind of similar. And look, credit to Arsenal. A few teams have done this season. Man United did it a little bit as well at Old Trafford. They got Palmer out of the game, which is fine. It's not fine. You want Palmer to cane up and do really well. But it's fine when if you've got a player that the opposition feel like they have to do that, because they are in a way like altering their system. They are like making small sacrifice to man mark this guy. So Chelsea have immense quality. We are not just Cole Palmer, you know. Pedro Neto scored a great goal, you know, with Enzo Fernandez assist. So we've got the quality, so it should be okay for Cole Palmer to be marked out of a game. Because you make them do that, so you make them, you know, like make certain sacrifices tactically to do it, which kind of should give you an advantage should you have other good players as well. But we're not quite there yet, and I think that's like the overarching narrative, because, you know, Enzo Maresca hasn't won one of these big games yet. He drew with United, he's drawn with Arsenal, he lost to City, he lost to Liverpool. Kind of fine, considering we're in the top 3 in the November international break. Recent iterations of Chelsea, even good Chelsea, where we did well in all these games, but we got slapped up by bad teams we should be beating, and therefore we rank really badly. If you're only going to perform badly against 2 or 3 elite teams, then that's what you'd rather do than do well at them and just randomly slip up everywhere else. Do you know what I mean? Because if we carry on like this, like dropping points with draws or losses to the other elite teams, and then you beat everyone else, you will be an established Champions League team, and you can go from there. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of okay in that sense. Obviously, Colwill got booked for a foul. Neto got booked for an argument early doors. Kai Havertz scored. That was a quick free kick taken. Chelsea were complaining. Declan Rice slotted it into Havertz running in their right channel. It was offside. VAR called it offside, but Chelsea were whining that they weren't ready, but I don't really buy that. Lots of bookings, a little bit needle. Ben White gets booked. Noni Madueke gets booked for time wasting. I remember that bit. It's when like he sort of just like Urine Timber was getting really round up by Cole Palmer, and he did like a little drag back on the ball, Noni to like inside his head, and he saw the card. He didn't even react. He was like, yeah, whatever. We need to talk about Noni. Kai Havertz joins the fun. He gets booked in the 56th minute because this is funny because that wound on his, it's not funny that he's got a bloody wound on his head. His wound on his head opened again, and when you've got blood on you, you have to come off the pitch. It's the rules. We saw this with Matthias de Ligt with Man United when he came off and then they conceded straight away. But it's the rules. If you're bleeding, you have to come off. It's been like that since the dawn of ruddy time, mate. Do you know what I mean? The funny bit about it is it was Cucurella that was making sure the ref knew right before that offensive throw-in. Like, all right, look at it. He's got to come off, ref. He's got to come off. Which, yeah, Kai Havertz refuses to come off or something. He gets booked. Yeah, rightly booked by Michael Oliver. Like, you can't, because you just don't know what he's doing. Anyway, let's get back to the party. Ødegaard assists Martinelli. Martinelli finally scoring a Premier League goal. I know he scored against Preston in the cup, but he's just not got the productivity, Martinelli. Though I'm pretty sure he's dunked on us before. I was kind of, I don't know, I accepted this goal. Look, it was poor defending. We will talk about Levi Colwill when we go through player performances in just a moment, but Colwill, for me, had a bad game. He had a bad game because he conceded that 21st minute yellow card, which was very much, he's got a hot head, Colwill. He really has. He gave the ball away very badly late on as well. But also that for the Martinelli goal, all 3 Chelsea defenders have stepped up and he's just deep by himself, playing Martinelli on side, or was it the person who passed the ball? I don't know. Was it Ødegaard? Anyway, he was the guy who played him on side. You can have a criticism. Look, comment down below. Should Sanchez do better as near post? I get a lot of heat for criticising Sanchez. I wonder if maybe it's just one of those goals because it's so close to him. It's hit with a lot of power. And it was very close. When you get done at your near post when there's distance, fine. But I feel like it's not a howler from Sanchez, but he got some criticism. So let me know down in the comments below. So they go 1-0 up. Enzo Maresca reacts by making a couple of changes. I think Lavia was a little bit injured. He brought on Enzo Fernandez, who of course got a hat-trick of assists in the first 45 minutes midweek. He ended up getting the all-important assist in this game too, so he replaces Lavia like for like. Mudryk comes on for Madueke, which allows Neto to move over to his favoured right wing. Mudryk can play on the left wing. I do think he was okay as well. Noni looked very upset to come off, probably knowing he didn't have the greatest game. 2 minutes after coming on, Enzo Fernandez creates the winning goal. Now, of course, look, it doesn't look like a great assist because but I think it was an intelligent ball, because what it was a different mindset from Enzo Fernandez, which shows you it's a bit Fabregas-y, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, there's a ball there, I can see it. He's got great vision and passing. You weren't getting that. Caicedo does do great through balls sometimes. I think Lavia has got an assist in him, but neither of them have that same passing IQ of Enzo Fernandez. And he just thought, there you go. He played that through. He's got a great link up with Portuguese attackers, Joao Felix as well, who, by the way, was his birthday. Happy birthday, Joao Felix, 25 today. And great goal from Neto. His first Premier League goal. He got an assist for Joao Felix against Wolves. He may have another assist. Of course, he's got goals in other competitions. But he's been good, Neto. He's elite, bro. He is quality. We can talk about his performances a little bit more in just one moment. And yes, so that's 70 minutes. I'm hoping we can go and win it. We don't. There's kind of chances on both sides. Marino comes on, Trossard comes on, Jesus comes on. Gusto looks kind of injured. James comes on after being really, really talked to by Enzo Maresca, probably telling him how to play that inside. It's not even inverting into central defensive midfield. He sort of inverts into a number 10. To be honest, and then Nkunku comes on for Jackson. To be honest, with the chances Gusto had in front of goal, what do we know about Reece James? He's an amazing world-class right centre-back, right wing-back. He can play in defensive midfield. But he can score friggin' goals, bro. The main difference between Gusto and Reece James at the moment, they are different players stylistically, but the huge glaring what can you affect Chelsea with right now is he can score. Though, give Reece James chances in front of goal, he will score. That's why I think as soon as his fitness is back, he's just back in this team for me. Even if it means Gusto is a B teamer and one of the elite B teamers. That's why I see it happening, because Cucurella, I think, keeps his spot at left back. So let's talk about performances, starting off with the goalkeeper here. He's got given a 6.8 by SofaScore. I actually think it's pretty good. I think he made 3 excellent saves in this game. Goals prevented 0.42. It says yeah. Run outs 1 out of 1. Saves inside the box 2. Really poor passing accuracy. Goalkeepers are going to be the least highest in the team probably, but that's still very poor. Long balls 4 out of 15. Yeah, bad. Clearances do. Look, he made important saves. He was a team player in this game. I'm not going to dig him out at all. I think Cucurella was very good. I think the card was needless. But he's so combative and he's intelligent, Cucurella. 2 clearances, 1 block shots, 3 interceptions, 3 tackles. He won 4 out of his 5 ground duels, which, ladies and gentlemen, is an 80% win rate. Only lost possession 5 times, which isn't too bad. 92 passing. That's really good. Cucurella had a great game. Don't want to look at David Raya. Gusto, a lot of Chelsea fans were very upset with Gusto at halftime. Quick message from our sponsors. Do consider following me on Instagram at FootballYannick, because I speak about the game throughout the game on my stories, and I often do lives. I didn't today, but do follow me on Instagram. Gusto, so yeah, he was catching some heat. He's an important player. His XG was 0.44. That's probably from that header alone. 86% passing, fine. 50% of his all duels he won. He's kind of fine. He was serviceable. Fofana today was by far the better of the 2 centre-backs. He should have scored himself. It wasn't an easy chance, to be fair, 0.36 XG, but I think he was much, much better. He ran forwards really well. 6 clearances. He defended super well. 100% of all duels. Fair enough, it was only 3, but 2 out of 2, 1 out of 1. Only lost possession 4 times. Good passing. And he completed 1 out of 1 dribbles. Strong game from Wes. Levi Colwill, I don't think he was good today. His passing's a lot lower than it should be. Good for aerial duels, but I think he lost his head a little bit there. Long balls 5 out of 13 is not his vice. A bad game for him. Lavia, interestingly, this is going to start the conversation up again. Can we find a way to make it work with Fernandez starting games? I think Lavia, the control Lavia and Caicedo bring, I think he makes Caicedo better. Lavia. He did make 2 key passes actually, which is very passable. If Enzo Fernandez played the game and played like 70, played the minutes he played and made 2 key passes, I'd be like that's very passable. It's pun intended. So fair enough. you know, the star is Moises Caicedo, guys. Obviously captain up until Reece James came on. 95% passing accuracy, 6 out of 8 long balls, very strong return. On 50% of all his duels, ground and aerial, which is fine. Only lost possession 4 times, and lots of defensive actions here. Very strong, very, very strong from Moi Caicedo. Noni Madueke, I don't think he played well. He's got a strong rating here on SofaScore, though. Well, strongish. He got expected goals 0.2, expected assists 0.3, so half a goal involvement expected. Did make 1 key pass. Dang, not really good enough for me, man. He's a dribbler. 3 out of 3 dribbles. Strong. That's like, you know, Eden Hazard would, you know, do 3-3, 4-4, 5-5 sort of thing. So strong dribbling, but not the greatest decision making. Very passable ground duels and aerial duels. He just wasn't effective. I think it was his decision making that let him down in this game. Cole Palmer, just completely taken out of the game. Completely. He had a job done on him. Credit to Mikel Arteta for successfully eliminating Cole Palmer. 77% pass. He still made a key pass. He didn't complete any of his crosses. Some long balls in there. Really, really just, he got wound up as well, you could tell. He took that amazing shot early doors where he forced a save onto the crossbar, like really early in the game, and then, you know, to the point where Arsenal fans might think, okay, now here we go. Do you know what I mean? Because there was some rumours he wasn't going to start, but I always knew he was going to start. And, you know, people were seeing him around Cobham, fine, laughing. I don't know where that came from. I think it's just because he got hacked by, was it Martinez last game? But, yeah, completely taken out of this game. We got to find a way to, for him to just not get wound up by it, because it's going to happen. Nico Jackson, before we talk about the man of the moment, Neto. Nico Jackson, I think, was pretty good, actually. You know, I mean, 67% passing. He only made 8 passes. This is Mark Gue, Erling Haaland territory. It's that kind of game, though, isn't it? He got a shot on target, dribble attempts. Yeah, I don't know. 4 out of 7 ground duels is fine. Aerial duels not good enough. To win 25% of your aerial duels as a centre forward is not good. Possession lost is fine. He drew a couple of fouls. I think he was pretty good. He's sort of doing what he's supposed to be doing. I wonder how the game, if it would have gone differently if you know, Nkunku started. Pedro Neto is the guy. Look how much you can trust this guy on both flanks. Of course, he played left winger, right winger, and conventional. They are 2 lines on both sides of the pitch right there. And despite playing all over the gaff, he still scored with an expected goals of 0.06. Elite finish. That is incredible from the Portuguese superstar. And he still had an expected assist of 0.52. So strong return. 2 key passes as a winger. Very strong. Crosses 3 out of 4. Good. Ground duels 50%. Passable as a winger. Doesn't go up for aerials, but he is a small man. Only lost the ball 4 times. That's good. Drew 2 fouls. Fine. Very, very good. Man of the match, Pedro Neto. Anything worthy of I suppose Enzo Fernandez, out of all the subs, he's the one to talk about. He came on the 68th minute, so he had the most amount of time with Mudryk. Mudryk was fine, but whatever. You know, as in, like, I don't mean that whatever. I'm very happy Mudryk's developing and progressing, but this isn't, you know, the body of data. He wasn't on the ball that much. So Enzo Fernandez, 2 key passes in that amount of time is very, very good. Very strong. 3 out of 5 ground duels. Was basic 3 tackles as well in that short amount of time. Basically, had the vision, made that all important pass. And clearly it's Maresca utilising him in the way he thinks he should. Like, okay, now I need Enzo Fernandez. Here he comes. So how do we feel about this? The best thing to do is, like, go with your gut. Both teams could have won this game. Both teams didn't play to the potential they could. Chelsea should be happier about this. You might think, oh, but yeah, we're at home and we haven't beaten Arsenal for ages. Yeah, fine. But you have to look at it, like, contextually. Do you know what I mean? Like, Arsenal think they can be in the title race. Chelsea are hoping we'll be in a top 4 race. And we're above Arsenal in this November international break. Do you know what I mean? And it's not just above Arsenal. We are in 3rd place, only behind Man City and Liverpool, who are running away with it. In fact, we're 2 points behind City. We are very much in it. Maresca, embryonic phase of his Chelsea development team plan scheme. So you got to look at the big picture here, really, man. losing to Arsenal would have sucked, but we would have been like a deep breath, and 4 days into the international break, you'd be like, well, despite losing to Arsenal, we're still like, would we have been fourth or fifth? But fifth might still get you Champions League. I know we're way early in the season, but we'd probably think, oh, actually, Mudryk's developing in the Conference League, and we should win that, hopefully, and that'll be a good feeling, and we should be in the race for qualifying for Champions League still. And after time, you'd be like, yeah, Enzo Maresca's been pretty darn good after time. After the feeling of losing to Arsenal and that sickener, like, dissipates. You'd have a sort of word with yourself and think about where they are, where we are. But the truth is, they're their strongest starting 11. I don't know if we're still learning really what our strongest starting 11 is over time. There might be a couple of changes in there, and honours even. So leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, guys. I'm very keen to learn everything you feel about this. Start up the conversation down there. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Do keep it locked to the channel, and I'll see you back here soon. Peace.